Welcome to the mystical landscapes of Australia, a land of contrasts and wonders. From the rolling sand dunes of the Simpson Desert to the rugged terrains of the Kimberley, each region tells a unique story. Australia's uninhabited lands are a testament to nature's raw power, showcasing the untamed beauty of the continent. These remote regions are home to some of the world's most unique ecosystems and geological formations, offering a glimpse into Earth's ancient past. The sheer scale of these untouched areas makes one ponder about their history and the powerful natural forces that shaped them over millennia. The uninhabited land covers about 95% of Australia's total area, a staggering statistic that highlights the vastness of this land. This statistic is even more astonishing when you consider that Australia is the sixth largest country in the world, with most of its land remaining untouched. We will explore the geographical barriers that have shaped these landscapes, the historical settlement patterns, and the crucial role of Aboriginal land management practices. Finally, we will reflect on what this means for Australia's future, considering potential solutions for sustainable development and the opportunities that lie ahead in preserving these mystical landscapes. Australia is known for its harsh and unforgiving landscapes, which are both awe-inspiring and intimidating. The country's interior is dominated by vast arid regions that receive little to no rainfall, creating an environment that is both challenging and unique. The Simpson Desert, the Great Victoria Desert, and the Nullarbor Plain are just a few examples of these extensive dry areas, each with its own distinct characteristics and beauty. During the summer months, daytime temperatures can soar above 40 degrees Celsius, making survival a true test of endurance and adaptability. Water scarcity is a critical issue in these areas, as the limited rainfall is often not enough to sustain the ecosystem. Access to fresh water sources is limited, making it difficult to support large populations or extensive agricultural activities. Rivers and lakes are few and far between, and those that do exist are often ephemeral, drying up for extended periods, leaving the land parched and barren. The lack of reliable water sources has historically prevented the establishment of large communities in these regions, as sustaining life here requires careful management of resources. This isolation has contributed to the low population density, as it is challenging to transport goods and services to and from these remote regions. The vast distances and harsh conditions make it a place of solitude and resilience. The history of human settlement in Australia dates back over 65,000 years. The first inhabitants were the Aboriginal people, who had a deep connection to the land. European colonisation began in 1788 with the establishment of the first British penal colony in Sydney. The early settlers primarily established colonies along the eastern coast of Australia, where the climate was more temperate and the land was fertile. As European settlers ventured inland, they encountered the harsh realities of the Australian outback. The gold rushes of the mid-19th century briefly attracted populations to the interior regions. This historical pattern of settlement has contributed to the concentration of Australia's population along the coastlines, leaving the interior sparsely populated. For tens of thousands of years, the Aboriginal people of Australia have lived in harmony with the land. One of the most well-known practices is fire stick farming, where controlled burns were used to manage vegetation and promote the growth of certain plant species. Aboriginal people had an intimate knowledge of water sources, knowing where to find water even in the most arid regions. They dug wells and maintained waterholes, ensuring that they had access to fresh water during dry periods. The spiritual connection that Aboriginal people have with the land is profound. The low population density and nomadic lifestyle of Aboriginal people meant that their impact on the environment was minimal, leaving vast areas of the interior largely untouched. In modern times, Australia's population is heavily concentrated in urban areas. Over 86% of Australians live in cities and towns along the coast. The major cities of Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Perth and Adelaide are home to the majority of the country's population. The coastal cities offer a more temperate climate and access to essential resources such as water and fertile land. The concentration of businesses and industries in urban areas also creates job opportunities, drawing people from rural and remote regions. This preference for urban living has further contributed to the concentration of the population along the coast, leaving the interior sparsely populated. Australia's uninhabited regions are home to some of the world's most unique and resilient plant species. These plants have evolved over millions of years to survive in some of the harshest environments on Earth. One of the most iconic plants of the Australian outback is the eucalyptus tree. Known for their towering heights and aromatic leaves, these trees are a symbol of resilience. There are over 700 species of eucalyptus, many of which are endemic to Australia. Each species has adapted uniquely to its specific environment, showcasing incredible diversity. Acacia trees, commonly known as wattles, are another group of plants that thrive in the Australian interior. These trees are not only resilient, but also play a crucial role in the ecosystem. These trees have adapted to the nutrient-poor soils by forming symbiotic relationships with nitrogen-fixing bacteria. This partnership allows them to access essential nutrients that are otherwise scarce. Spinifex grass is a dominant feature of the Australian outback. Its presence is vital for preventing soil erosion and providing habitat for various wildlife. This hardy grass forms dense clumps that can withstand extreme heat and lack of water. Its deep root system helps it survive prolonged droughts. The unique flora of Australia's uninhabited regions is a testament to nature's ability to adapt and thrive in challenging conditions. These plants not only survive but flourish, creating a vibrant and diverse ecosystem. Australia's uninhabited regions are home to a remarkable array of wildlife that has adapted to the harsh conditions of the interior. One of the most iconic animals of the Australian outback is the kangaroo. There are several species of kangaroos, including the red kangaroo, which is the largest marsupial in the world. The dingo, Australia's wild dog, is another key inhabitant of the outback. Reptiles are well represented in the Australian interior. The parenti, a large monitor lizard, is one of the top predators in the outback. Birds also populate the outback, with species such as the emu and the wedge-tailed eagle being particularly notable. The diverse fauna of Australia's uninhabited regions showcases the incredible adaptability of wildlife. The environmental challenges of Australia's uninhabited regions are significant. The Australian interior experiences some of the most extreme weather conditions in the world. Summers are characterised by intense heat, with temperatures regularly exceeding 40 degrees C, 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Water scarcity is a critical issue in the outback. Many areas receive less than 250 millimetres, 10 inches of rainfall per year, classifying them as deserts. The limited availability of fresh water has significant implications for agriculture and settlement. Climate change is exacerbating these challenges. The uninhabited regions of Australia hold deep cultural significance, particularly for the Aboriginal people. For tens of thousands of years, Aboriginal Australians have maintained a profound connection to the land. This connection is rooted in their spiritual beliefs, traditional practices, and cultural heritage. Sacred sites are scattered throughout the Australian interior. These sites are of immense cultural and spiritual importance and are often associated with Dreamtime stories. The low population density and nomadic lifestyle of Aboriginal people meant that their impact on the environment was minimal. Modern Australians also recognise the cultural significance of the outback. The vast uninhabited regions of Australia present both challenges and opportunities for the future. One approach to sustainable development is to harness renewable energy sources. The abundant sunlight in the interior makes it an ideal location for solar power generation. Water management is another critical area for sustainable development. Innovations in water conservation and desalination technology could help address the scarcity of fresh water. Ecotourism offers a way to generate economic opportunities while preserving the natural environment. Collaborating with Aboriginal communities is essential for any development in the outback. The future of Australia's uninhabited regions lies in finding a balance between development and conservation.